Good morning, everyone. Today we are moving into lesson 2 of unit 3, which is solving two-step equations. So we have looked at this before in Bell Work, and we went into it a little bit yesterday as we were writing the equations. So I think this should be an easier one to catch along with. So you should be on page 270, ready to go, and I'm going to get started. We're going to go ahead and skip ahead to the first try it at the bottom of the page. It says, Andrew rents bowling shoes for $4. He bowls 2 games, and he spent a total of $22. How much was the cost of each game? B. So, we know B is going to represent the cost of each game. So, his total spent was $22. And his shoe rental was $4. The cost per game is B. That's why there's 2, because he played 2 games, and that's the cost for each of the games. So I am going to, now we're going to split this up as $4 to account for this $4. And if the top bar needs to equal 22, 4 plus 18 is how we get to that 22. So we know that 18 needs to be split into the 2 games. So you have your 4 and your 4, and to split 18 into 2 would make 9 and 9 per game. So the cost of each game was $9. We could have also set up an equation, which is what I want to look at. So remember yesterday I told you to always start with your total. So our total was $22. So we set it equal to 22. And then he rents bowling shoes for $4. So that's going to be money he has to pay. So add it on. So we need a plus 4. And then he bowls 2 games. The cost per each game, that means 2 and B would be multiplied. So 2B. Here are my 2 variables. So I need to put them into, or my 2 terms, I should say. I need to put them into my equation down here. So 2B plus the $4 for the shoes. Now, if we were to solve this the way that we have practiced in class, we draw our lines for 2 sides. You always start with addition or subtraction. Remember, I taught you that. I used the analogy of wrapping a gift. So we have to do opposite of the order of operations. So we have to subtract 4 first. That leaves me with 2B equals 18. Divide both sides by 2 since B is being multiplied. B equals 9. That's another way to get our $9. All right, moving right along to the bottom of 271. It says, Christy ran 24 laps in a charity run and then walked 0.2 kilometers to the presentation table. The total distance she traveled was 29.6 kilometers. What is the distance of each lap? Explain how we solved the problem. So, first thing we need to do is set up our problem. So, our total is 29.6. She ran 24 laps in the charity run and then walked 2 kilometers to the presentation table. So that extra walking is going to add on a distance. So we're adding 0.2. And we want to know the distance of each lap. I'm going to use L for lap. So 24 times L. So 24 times L plus 0.2. So we need to solve this. So I split my sides in 2. I need to worry about that addition first, so I subtract. I'm left with 24L equals 29.4. I divide both sides by 24 since L is being multiplied. In class, we will be able to use Desmos, but for the sake of this video, I'm just going to tell you that L would be equal to 1 and 2 3.225, 1.2 thousandths 25. No, 225 thousandths. Sorry, I lost my mind there for a second. 1 and 225 thousandths. Sorry. When we explain how we solved the problem, you can just go through and say first we subtracted the miles that she walked, and then we divided by the number of laps for the remaining distance she had traveled. So I'm not going to write all that out again for the sake of time in this video. All right, for the rest of buckle down time, I want you to try problems 3 and 5. Go ahead and do problems 3 and 5 in class. We will come back and look at these, and we will also do 4 before moving along with class time. Have a great rest of your